So y'all, I am back and I'm still on the topic of racism and just black women in general with some of the situations I've had issues with, such as workplace discrimination, or not discrimination, workplace harassment, I should say. Um, People in the workplace wanting to hold you back or hold you down because they have fears and insecurities, not because of anything that you've done. And I have experienced that at work with the same company 2 times with 2 different black women as my supervisors. One of them, I had to have surgery pretty quick. The doctor, I was having some issues after my hysterectomy. This was, I think, 2003, maybe 4. I was having issues after I'd had a hysterectomy in 2001. And the doctor said, we got to take this ovary out right away. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's do it. And I am a reader, and I pride myself on knowing policies and rules and things like that for my employer, because I don't want to get in trouble for work, and I don't want the excuse I didn't know to come out of my mouth. So anyway, this first instance, I had to have the surgery. My doctor said I was going to be out of work for about 8 weeks. And I read up on the policy to see how that would go, because I was now at this point divorced and having to run my own household on my own income. And so I read up on the policies, and we had a really generous vacation plan. And I had the option to take my first week of FMLA off without pay, and then my short-term disability would kick in starting with week 2, or I could use a week's worth of vacation for week 1 and then let short-term disability kick in. The surgery was in March, so I did not want to use a week of vacation and run the risk of needing vacation or some time off later in the year, because I do still have children that I got to take care of. So, they can get sick, whatever. And Dad was in the picture, but I didn't want to have to call him when it's my turn to do stuff. So anyway, went to my supervisor and I said, hey, I've turned in my paperwork for my time off. Don't forget my first week, or, my first week I want to be unpaid. I want that week to just be afloat, whatever. And she's like, oh, well, you can't do that. You have to use vacation for the first week. And I was like, no, you don't. It's in the policy, yada, yada. She argued with me, and I didn't feel comfortable. This is now a day or 2 before my surgery, because it was really quick. And I didn't feel comfortable going back and forth with her. So when I got home that afternoon, I called a guy in human resources that handles benefits. And I said, hey, am I understanding policy right? I need to have surgery. I'm going to be off for about 8 weeks. And that first week, I want to take that first week off unpaid, and then let my short-term disability kick in on my second week. And he's like, oh, absolutely you can. Absolutely. Like, all right. I said, well, my supervisor, I explained the situation to him. He said, don't worry about it. I will make sure I put your time in while you're gone so nothing gets messed up. Perfect, thanks, cool. I'm off work. I have my surgery. A couple days after surgery, I get a really nice gift basket from my team. It was 2 supervisors, and we were all kind of one team for all intents and purposes. And everybody but her, my supervisor, pitched in on this basket. She was mad. And to this day, I still don't know, but I know that she had to have been mad because I went over her head and I questioned her, but she didn't know the policy. And I'm not going to punish myself or take a loss because you don't understand something and you don't want to take the time to try to find out when someone is being adamant that they are telling you the truth. So that was my first instance. She and I PT'd, for the next couple of years while she was my supervisor, but I learned in that moment, at that time, that I could not trust her, and I was not going to trust her. And so I started keeping her at an arm's length. The other time, same company, different female supervisor who first approached me not long after becoming my supervisor and told me that she needed me to walk around the office and be more friendly, smile more. And I said, smile walking around the office? I mean, I smile when I see people if I run into somebody, but I'm not just going to be walking around the office smiling like an idiot by myself just to make people feel comfortable. And the crazy thing is, at this point, I've been with the company like 7 years, and she'd only been there like maybe 2. And I just thought, who is this woman who's taken over in our department, telling me that I'm not approachable or not friendly? It really irked me, because that is the one thing that will piss me off faster than anything else. And that's somebody accusing me of doing or being something that I'm not. And so I tried to talk to her, at which point she told me that I was being not obstinate. I can't think of the word they like to use in the workplace in corporate America when you disagree with your supervisor or your boss and you voice that disagreement. But she got upset and threatened to write me up, really. So then, fast forward a year, I get engaged to be married, move back out to the Seattle area from Omaha. And this lady, instead of encouraging me to stay with the company, which I've now been at 10 years, or 9 years, encouraged me to stay with the company and explore this opportunity to telework, which was going to be a new thing. We only had teleworkers locally, and we had just approved somebody to telework from about 10 hours away. So this is going to be a big deal if I could telework from Omaha to Seattle, keep my job, my seniority, all that stuff. She did not want to take it to the powers that be to ask them that. She kept trying to encourage me to leave the company and get a job out here in Seattle. She kept saying, you are so smart, you have so many skills, you can get a job out there in Seattle. I didn't want a job out here in Seattle. I wanted to stay where I was. I mean, I was getting like 8 weeks of paid time off a year and making $20-some an hour. Like, who wants to start over at $9 an hour? I've already done that. So I knew I couldn't count on her. So I went to my department manager over her head, said, hey, I just got engaged. I'm moving out to Seattle. Is there any chance I can telework from home? She said, oh my God, congratulations. I love that. Let me talk to IT, see what we can do. In the end, it ended up working. But my Black female supervisor never stopped gunning for me after that. And I, to this day, do not understand why. And so as a Black woman, having had issues in the workplace and in other situations with Black women who always want to hold me back or hold me down, don't want to just let me be the one that knows that policy or be the one to ask a question. Why is that? I've had many supervisors, managers, VPs, whatever, that were white, mostly men, but a lot of women, that never treated me like my 2 Black female supervisors treated me. And that is really still hard for me to digest. It's been 10 years with one and about 12 to 15 with the other. And I still am just having a hard time digesting that. So you guys tell me what you think and share your opinions, and I'll come back and I'll answer you. Thanks.